In this video, I am going to tell you what I would do if I was a broke creator. Now, I am a person who has grown and scaled multiple companies. I've consulted with hundreds of agency businesses at this point, and I have spent the past 8 years of my life building a social media company that always know how to make money. If I don't know how to do anything else, I know how to make sales. And from my experience, I am seeing way too many creators run into the exact same problem. They're broke. So I'm going to tell you how to not be. What happened and where this video all came from was I got on two calls back to back last week with two creators that had audiences of like 30,000 people, and they were both broke. For me, this was too much of a coincidence. And as a matter of fact, when I just pay attention to the industry and things that are going on, I'm looking and I'm like, this is probably not just a one off. This is probably something that happens a lot. So I'm looking at this problem, and I'll be very, very honest with you. I was confused because typically how I build and scale and grow companies is I try to build the company first, and then I spend all of my time trying to use social media to get the attention for the company that I built. What I realized is that a lot of those people were doing the exact opposite. Instead of them building a company and then driving attention to it, they had built a bunch of attention through massive social media content, but then they hadn't actually put together a business or really anything to be able to sell the attention that they were getting. And you'd see them like doing one-off brand deals for like 200-300 bucks, brands getting making thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars off of that brand deal. Meanwhile, the creator has 200 bucks, and it's like, bro, I can't pay my rent. And these brands are literally eating, like they're building a business. I know, I've done it off of your attention, literally just because you don't know how to monetize it. So this brings me right into the next point, and which is going even deeper, right? Because now you're at the point where you building an audience takes time and money to actually do this audience and a lot of effort. You end up more broke, more tired, and more unfulfilled because you understand that you are actively working hard at something and not reaping the benefits from it. Meanwhile, people like me have like 100 followers and are making tons of money from social media just because we built a business around the attention that we're getting. So I was talking to both of the creators, and I they both had the same unbelievably and blatantly obvious answer, right? You have a lot of attention. Now what do you need to do? You need to sell something that makes you money. So they of course had the same problem. All right, cool. What do I sell? Now, before I just gave the answer, I was like, this will probably be dramatically better if I led them to the answer. So, what I said was, let's just talk about the things that people have historically always sold online. Let's list all of them out. And through process of elimination, we will just walk you through and you will be able to very easily see exactly what you need to do. So let's start with the first one, right? Events. I live out here in Dallas. We literally just had this big, humongous event that a pretty popular creator, forget her name, one of the Alex Hormozy ladies, but she basically had an event, had like 4,000 people at this event. If she sold those tickets for $100 a pop, you can imagine she made a pretty decent amount of money off the event. And I know she sold tickets for more than $100. I'm just not good at math, so I don't do that. So the problem with events, though, is that they are very, very, very expensive. As in, they're not just expensive, you're building a whole new business model. You need to worry about stuff like your lighting, the event promotion, the actual event itself, getting speakers into the event, your mics, like the food that will be at the event, people planning out the event. You are essentially signing yourself up to spend a lot of money up front in hopes that you can sell tickets. And it's extremely expensive, and you probably don't have any skills in event marketing. So this is actually the hardest one, which is why it's the first, because like we're immediately crossing this one out. The next one is books. You've seen people all the time with big, big audiences like Ali Abdul, Ty Lopez, Alex Hormozy. Like these guys build these massive audiences and then they start selling books, which I guess isn't a bad idea, but like I said, I think it's pretty mid because on average, think about the scale of a book. Most books on Amazon sell for anywhere between 15 to about $20, which means you have to sell hundreds of units every single month of a book in order to do simple stuff like just pay your bills. Most books fuzz out after about 2 to 3 months of them actually being out because they're not the new shiny object anymore. Which means if you're a creator and you have an audience, building books is like, yeah, it's just me. It's probably not the way that I would go with things. So, what most people do whenever they think of producing content and it's getting monetized, whether it be TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, like it really doesn't matter. Most people want to get monetized. Now, the problem with content monetization is that this is a great long term play. But this more than likely will not pay your bills this month unless you are already monetized and are already currently making money. More than likely, even if you do get a viral video, that viral video will not make you any money or keep you from being broke. So, yes, it's a great long term play. It's only great in the long term. And you have to understand how to build a massive audience that consistently comes back for your content. Not just one off TikToks, not just YouTube videos that people only care about. Sometimes you have to be able to build an audience of people who really, really, really want to see your stuff. So content monetization is a very, very tough thing. On top of that, it's extremely unpredictable for most people. So this leaves us with the clear and obvious answer, right? The very most obvious thing for a creator to sell who is broke right now is community plus access. What does that mean? It means people already enjoy spending time with you. People already enjoy your ideas, the things that you teach, the things that like the words that come out of your mouth. People already fundamentally enjoy, which means sell them more of the thing that they already want. This is so much better than all of the new ones because we are not building a new business. We are capitalizing off the attention that you already have in a way that has so little friction for your customers. It would just make them be very, very easy to sign up. Even better, there's little overhead. I mean, like a lot of my clients pay me under like $1,500 to set this up for them. And if they weren't to work with me, it would take more time, but they could realistically set this up with only a few hundred. Fast execution. Like I said, in my agency, we literally produce courses in like 2 weeks. So like you can get them out very, very fast and they can be constantly updated. So unlike books, unlike community events, you don't need to constantly be on this hamster cycle wheel. When something new comes out, now you have to start from zero and do it all over again. On top of that, one thing that most creators take advantage of and do not think about is that you probably built your audience around a similar topic or a similar subject that other people related with. You think that people want to only connect with you, which is so far from the truth. People want to connect with other people that believe, like, and want to know the same things that they do. Which means if you build a community around people with a similar interest, people would be happy for pay to be inside of that community. I think a lot of people get stuck that just because you wouldn't do something, you think that other people wouldn't. Some people are very willing to pay thousands of dollars to be inside of a community of actors of people that teaches them something well, but just because you are not does not mean that someone else isn't. So this is obvious. You want to stop being broke, be big. And I mean like the big clear answer, the clickbaity title for this video is build a course. Now, I already hear a lot of the pushback happening. All right, Cam, courses are annoying. Every influencer named Chad has one. People all the time have courses and the market is unbelievably flooded. I don't want to be like that. I have a lot of thoughts and a lot of pushback for that. But in my opinion, that is the perfect reason why you should make one. In other words, everybody else stuff sucks. And we already know that their stuff sucks, which means instead of treating this like your passive revenue stream, like the thing that you're going to do and post pictures of you out in Bali while the people who bought your stuff are left dramatically unsatisfied, instead, the bar is already so low that all you have to do is actually provide value, actually do the things that you're going to say you're going to do, run good business, and then just do that over a dramatically long amount of time. And all of a sudden, like, you're not broke anymore. So this is really, really interesting, but it's because you do think that most courses suck is why you should make one, because people wouldn't keep making them if they didn't work. but people keep under delivering, which means there is a humongous market of people who can over deliver to make a lot of money, right? So I will talk about the execution of this a little bit more, right? But we are going to start from the point of, what do we already know about your audience? We talked about it a little bit earlier. We know that they like and trust you. We are literally just going to reiterate all of these points, right? Depending on what you talk about, depending on the common goal of the audience, and depending on like what you actually do, you already know that they like you. You already know that they have a shared interest, and you already know that if you are trying to get people from point A to point B, they have a common goal. We already know these things. Like literally, if we didn't know these things, nobody would watch your stuff. So how do we provide them value? The only thing we have to do is take what we already know and give them more of that. And in all three of these things, what is the center focal point? What is the thing that gets them closer to the things that they already want? Answer is simple. The answer is you, which means if you present yourself as the bridge between what they like and what they want and what they need, all of a sudden you make more money. So this means that since they like you, give them exclusive content that they can't find anywhere else on the internet, right? Since they like you, start exclusive weekly calls where you talk, laugh, have fun, answer questions from people in your community about their specific situations. This works because we already know these people like you, right? So now the next one, since we know they have a very similar shared passion in the industry, start a private text-based community where these people who are on the other sides of the world and have a common interest can come together and communicate because they like and follow you. Now they have a similar interest, and you just created a community of people that can add way more value than you ever could just being by yourself. Since we know that they want a common goal, make the entire premise of the community, make it unbelievably clear to everybody that's in the community. The only reason why we are in this community is for everybody to get closer to whatever this common goal is. It could be more business results. It could be being better cooks. It could be better stay-at-home moms. It doesn't matter. Create a community around the things that you know people already want from you, and make this a place where that is the only thing that people care to talk about and care to do in your community. Literally, I wrote it down earlier. Be the best stay-at-home mom ever. This is the one that I would say I'll actually get you extra. Like, this is my offer, right? I will coach you through how to make an extra 2 to 5 clients a month with YouTube content systems. 2 to 5 might not seem like a lot when you sell your stuff for tens of thousands of dollars, like most of my clients. It's a lot. And it's really is just that simple, right? People already know that they like you. They already want something from you. If you want to stop being a broke creator, give them more of that. I wish it wasn't so simple, but one thing that I know is that most people would not execute on it, which means if you are some of the few people that actually sees this video and cares enough to actually do it, you just will not be broke. And again, I'm not just telling you this from, pie out of the sky. I'm telling you this because I literally built a business around helping people do this. It's very, very simple, and it works very, very well. All right, so now I'm going to give you guys one simple pro tip, because yes, it works very, very well, but I keep alluding to it because it's extremely important. You charge, or you can charge more money based on someone's perceived value of how much you will change their life. For example, if you go to people that are literally on my 500-pound life, and you tell them, I will make you ridiculously shredded and you'll look like The Rock Johnson, they believe you, and you can actually deliver on that. You can charge that person so much more than you can charge a person who says, I will help you be a better student and help you be able to read books faster. There's two different levels of perceived value. If I told you right now that I will take your business from 400,000 to $1 million in annual revenue, and I say the only thing you have to do is charge me is pay me $10,000 a month, all of a sudden you are dramatically more willing to do that, especially if I can provide case studies, if I can prove that I've done it before, and if you've been watching me long enough that you actually believe the things that I can do. All of a sudden you can build an amazing business. It's not that difficult to actually do. So guys, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse here. I won't keep going, but like, if you want to not be broke, it's very, very simple. Granted, the pressure of delivery goes up, but if you can move your perceived value from point A to point B, not that, from point A all the way down to point Z, people are much, much, much more likely to buy from you. So guys, that's all I got for this one. Thanks so much for watching this video. Peace.